got classics, we got new stories, wild worlds to view. Samurai, swords to mecha might. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Anime unlock, turn it up. Energy blast, fill your cup. Anime unlock, turn it up. Energy blast, fill your cup. Old school, new school, never stop. It's a vibe, it's a drop, it's a bop, bop, bop. From the ninjas in the hidden mist to the stars where the myths exist. Villains rise, heroes fight, we're breaking it down every night. Enemy dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams. We got new stories, wild worlds to view. Samurai, swords to mecha might. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Samurai sword, ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. To view, samurai swords to next to met the night. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Old school, new school, never stop. It's a vibe, it's a drop, it's a bop, bop, bop. From the ninjas in the hidden mist to the stars where the myths exist. Villains rise, heroes fight, we're breaking it down every night. Anime dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams. Lights flash, feel the bass, feel the smash. Black David Wally in the zone. Anime, you're locked, you're not alone. We got classics, we got new stories, wild worlds to view. Samurai swords to mecha might. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Samurai swords to mecha might. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Anime unlock, turn it up. Energy blast, fill your cup. Old school, new school, never stop. It's a vibe, it's a drop, it's a pop, pop, pop. From the ninjas in the hidden mist to the stars where the myths exist. Villains rise, heroes fight. We're breaking it down every night. Anime dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams. Anime dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams. Anime dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new start for this show. This is Friday, November 7th of 2025. Welcome to another episode of Anime Unlock. How you guys doing? Trying to get situated. We're going to have a good show. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you the heads up. I'm not sure, but somewhere around next week, we're going to have a redo of the show of last week. We had some technical difficulties. It was kind of like out of the blue, which was never expected because we always trying to make sure we test our equipment before the show start, but something went wrong on our end. Not too sure what is the main source of the problem, but we trying to have total control of it. So we're going to do of the show concerning the Dragon Ball franchise, right? So we'll let you know as soon as possible. Other than that, how everybody doing? Hope everybody had a good week to clamp or stressed out. What I went through recently, I tried to put the running show yesterday, engineer, but track producer, but just keep just somebody else. So how's everybody doing? How was your week? What's good? Any news? Any update? Everybody doing okay? Let me know. If you can't hear me and my mic is okay, if the sound quality of my mic is not doing okay, give me a two. I want to make sure that we all good. Nothing out of the norm. Not off. Everybody cool so far for the week. Uh, what is it? Yeah, today's show. I would say it was going to happen one way or the other. The question is, which one would it be, the manga or would it have been the anime? That's the question we got to ask ourselves. I can tell you this though. Tonight's topic, the franchise itself, is no joke. I've seen a lot of videos while they show one to me. It's kind of funny, but I don't feel any kind of way because I find it kind of ironic, but kind of stupid in a way. But I'm trying to think about it in a way. Okay, legit hater of One Piece. Like seriously, they hate One Piece. When they give the reason, oh, it got too many episodes. But it's never a problem for you. Shows that either had same amount of episode or maybe or less. But because you have 1,100 counting problem to you, right? How will you say? What would be that word? Spare me that bullshit. I'm not buying that. I am not buying that argument. Hey, Craig, what's going on? Oh, my internet is kind of buggy. I know. This is something I'm trying to comprehend. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm supposed to have a gigabit package, which I ordered years ago from Verizon, right? So I hope Verizon's watching this, but I'm putting you on blast. How am I supposed to have a 1 gigabit speed network, right? But for some apparent reason, on their time, speed is acting funny. I don't get it. Wait, no. I'm not too happy about it, but I wish something can change on this situation. Then I'm stuck with what I had to work with. I hated that it's buggy. It should not be buggy at all. It shouldn't, but what am I going to do? Unless I gotta spend like, I don't know, 4 to 5 thousand to upgrade this one entire PC. Maybe that could be the case. What do I want to say? If I was to mention my spec, I got an Intel i9 11 on a Asus RG Maxima Extreme motherboard Z5. Blah, 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 blah. I have about 128 gigs of RAM, DDR4. I got a Asus RTX NVIDIA 3080 card. I come with 12 gigs of video RAM. I got two Samsung 2 terabyte hard drive in NVMe. Now, based on setup, it should not be a problem. Mandro, if you want to come up and join this conversation, we can come up. I've been watching One Piece for the longest. I've been up to date with what I'm saying. Mandrell, hold on. Craig said my PC. I explain what's going on. I'm trying to figure out what be the PC. Maybe it could be the internet. Okay. Everybody, shout out to Mandrell. Mandrell is the geek in here, and I will say this. Besides me, doing it now. I will say this though. I haven't been reading the manga for a while. I was reading the manga at one point, and I was jumping too far of the anime. And hey, Craig, exactly.
Hello, brother. How you doing, Groot?
Forgive me, guys. I'm having some weird lagging. A second. Yeah.
Could it be Windows Update?
Hey,
Could it be the connection between your computer and router?
No, because here what I find out. My internet speed is going up and down, and I don't like it. That is something that's driving me nuts right now.
Windows Update, anything running in
Because
the background.
I should have at least 700 megabit down, 900 megabit upload, and I'm not getting that tonight.
Really?
Maybe because everybody's on a
Doesn't work
laptop.
like that over here.
That was,
Doesn't work like that over here. But I've got 80
I'm,
meg down and 20 up.
I don't like it either. I don't like it either.
Anyway,
So let me see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring up the presentation
are you on
concerning
Wi-Fi or cable?
and no, here's the fun thing. I am connected wired, not wireless, wired. But in
Could there be a
technical terms, I'm
problem with
probably
the
connected.
cable? What's
I'm
the
trying to figure out,
connection
is it the cable
between your
itself?
router, David? What's the connection
I'm
like?
trying to figure. I have both wireless. Here's the funny thing. During the day, it's mad fast. Like 800 megabit download, around 900 bit upload. Tonight, for some apparent reason, I'm getting this shenanigan. But it's pissing me off.
How
Don't get
many
me wrong.
people are
It
using it
is.
right now? Could it be the
Let me see. I
processor in
got
your
me,
router?
my son, my daughter on it right now. Some people are on their phone. So I'm thinking that's going to be joined on the bandwidth. It could be that.
Could it be the processor that's in the router?
I got an i9, 1100K.
No,
On a
not in your PC. Not in your PC, David. In your router. Could it be bottlenecked by the amount of people using it?
Oh, let's say I got it on Verizon. So Verizon, I might have to like drop on me a gaming router, which that could be the case. But right now, I'm beyond pissed off with the router performance as of lately. So I might have to do that.
Well,
But that was me off right now.
well,
This should not be the case,
I
but
always buy my
it
router
is.
outright, but right now I can't. Dude,
I see what you mean.
I'd buy my own router outright. Yeah, but right now I can't. I'm currently stuck with my current providers, and they're dickheads. So, I'm having to use theirs because my phone.
I'm the same way. I'm the
Yeah,
same way. I'm talking about the same provider too as well. I use Verizon.
I've never
For
even
some
heard of them.
reason,
Sorry, I'm from.
Andrell, if you want to come up, please come up. Wait on your behind. Here's the thing. Tonight showed about one of my favorite anime of all time, One Piece. I have read the manga, somewhat to the point where I would way ahead of the anime itself. But the thing is, I had to learn my lesson from watching Solo Leveling. Let me tell you why. Before they aired Solo Leveling and Alpha in the manga, I would defend the manga. And when I see the anime, I start to compare, I start to judge. If I don't see certain scene that I saw in the manga, not in the anime, I start nitpick. I didn't want to do that. So I told myself, you know what? I give myself a break from the manga for a while and let's stick with the anime. Right now, if One Piece have 1,148 episodes and counting. And next year, they'll be entering a new arc, which might be the final arc, supposedly. But One Piece will be taking a break. Starting in the beginning of next year, they will take a 3-month break and come back in March. So they won't be pushing themselves too hard like they do for the past couple of years, aka 25 years. So we might have it on the Toei Animation. They want to get into a break, but also help out with the other franchise, which is at the Dragon Ball Z franchise. So all you major One Piece fan, there's no yeah. So this is about the manga, not the anime yet. It's a very, very big deal to me. And I'm not gonna lie, the manga is as detailed as possible. And the thing about it is what helped bring the anime to where it is right now today. So while we wait on other people to join, that'll be. Let me see if I had. Okay, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. No problem. Based on the title, One Piece, the manga that birthed onto the screen against American comics. Now, we did a show a few weeks ago. Talk about the big three of each era, and we went into detail concerning that, right? And this one in particularly, we had to deal with an individual who made a big present in the manga industry. And this person, I'm not gonna lie, the former editor of Akira Toriyama, aka the founder of the Dragon Ball franchise, who kind of, I think he was jealous of the creator of One Piece. I want to make sure I pronounce it correctly. He named it Echio Oda. He said it was kind of jealous because the editor for One Piece would never criticize the creator idea. He let it flourish out. That's how far it took it. So what this guy created was something very iconic. And I think to me, this is the real I love about manga. It set on one idea and they had that thing flush out properly. Compared to Superman, compared to Batman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern. As the list go on, Spider-Man, you have multiple variation of that one particular character. But here, there's no multiple variation, only one variation, and one story going with it. And I had to stick with it. And I prefer it that way. Which is why I say there's a big deal about One Piece. One Piece had created something that I hate to say it, but it's hurting the comic books industry. It really is. So let me read this one out. For decades, American comic book home to Batman, which I mentioned, Superman, which I also mentioned, Spider-Man, which I have mentioned, had dominate the global visual narrative landscape, which is very, very true. I'm talking about from what I remember, it from 80 to 90 to 2000 and so on. Now you talk about Paul Bennett era or Eric era, that might be much earlier than the 1970s. Correct, I may be correct. But in the late 90s, a vibrant, gravity-defying, and a possibly long-running Japanese phenomenon didn't just enter the arena, but it went onto the scene like a cannonball fired from the Grand Line. We are talking, of course, about One Piece. One Piece came in around 1990, if I remember correctly. It came in 1999. It aired, but manga came before that. A chill order, epic tale of Monkey D. Luffy and a Straw Hat Pirate didn't just sell copies. It redefined what a global blockbuster comic would be, challenging the very foundation of established Western superhero hegemony. In the presentation, diving deep into the explore such an unprecedented record shatter such as by standing toe to toe with the biggest name in American comics. I don't know if I got it from TikTok. They say that One Piece has surpassed Batman, which is crazy. I might have to bring that clip up. You can see for yourself. this is something that we're going to have a very good discussion about this because I find it very, very strange. Because when you talk about sales, there are books, there are merchandise, video game, and etc. No one knows how big of a deal it is. It's a very, very big deal. So, what were the secret to the longevity? It's emotional depth and a sheer unadulterated fun that allowed it to become the best-selling manga series of all time, which is a very big deal. What I'm going to do right now, give me a second. I'm going to play a clip. I'm going to get it up that Wale shared with me. And this was something, by all means, it's a very big. Get it up. Let me share the screen. Let me hide this. This is something that I'm not gonna lie. It's a big deal what they were talking about this particular clip. I'm gonna share the clip right now.
Lie to you, this is actually insane. One Piece is closing in on Superman and volume sales because Batman and Superman, some of the most famous superheroes of all time. Fuck that, not even some of the most famous of all time who have existed since the 19.
Forgive me for the glitch.
1930s with so many different iterations of the characters, so many issues. It's not they're over top 9. Three of them are manga. Manga came out 20 years ago. It's selling something that's been out for over 80 years with literally thousands of issues.
Yeah, I know, Eric. It's glitching real bad. I've got too many
David, do
people
you want
on
me
it
to run it for you?
in my household. I'm trying to see if I
David.
can on the talk the show. So
To show that there is something that manga is doing that comic books are not
David.
doing. They have their own opinion and their own take on it at the end of time.
glitch.
David.
It
David.
showed that One Piece.
Oh. I'm in a little trouble. Yeah. Hello. I think he's probably lost. stuck with my ugly mug on the screen.
No one wants
Wally,
that.
I'm an ugly bugger and everyone's stuck looking at my ugly mug.
Poor people.
Even the wife said it.
I'm being Wally in.
David.
And let me bring back
David.
I don't know. Something happened when I can actually kick me out. Which I didn't know.
Do you want me to run the link for you?
Yes, I can. Add the link.
All right, Wally.
Yes, I can. Okay, Wally had the clip up. I'm bringing that one up right now.
Seriously, call your
The clip I
provider
was
and tell
talking
them to
about.
fuck themselves.
I'm going to tell them tomorrow morning. I'm really pissed off right now because it is really pissing me off.
Lord have mercy. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hopefully, you guys
They
hear me
get kicked
clear
off.
and sound.
No, Wally's a bit deaf. I'm a bit deaf
They get
today.
kicked
So
off
what
on
you
the
say? What
broadcast.
you
I got to
say?
get back in.
Can you hear me?
I'm playing with you. I'm playing
We
with
can hear you.
Yeah, don't do
We can
that.
hear
Don't
you.
do that.
I am
Okay, good.
pissed. I got
Yeah,
knocked
I'm
out of my
using your
own
system real quick
broadcast.
so I get this over with. Yeah, well, tell them to get together. But okay, yeah.
This is actually insane. One Piece just surpassed Batman in sales and is closing in on Superman in terms of volume sales. Because Batman and Superman, some of the most famous superheroes of all time, fuck that, not even some of, the most famous superheroes of all time, who have existed since the 1930s, with so many different iterations of the characters, so many different versions of the characters, so many different issues. It's not even like manga that's sold by volumes, they're sold by issues. And there is One Piece. What is even crazier about it is that the sales per volume argument doesn't work, or the sales per issue, because comic books are sold by issue, and there are over 3,000 issues of Superman and 2,500 issues of Batman. And there is currently 112 volumes of One Piece. What's even crazier is that when you look at the top 9 comics of all time, 3 of them are manga. Manga just recently became a worldwide phenomenon within the last 2 decades.
Now, if you look at this, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty tough. Pretty tough.
So One Piece surpassed
So
Batman
I think that when something that
in sales.
Huh?
Oh boy. You can?
Yeah. I'm hearing you now. Go ahead.
I'm gonna talk to my provider, but here what's really bad for me. Batman and Superman way earlier than One Piece. One Piece took Batman right behind Superman, mind you. And the way they're chasing Superman just on sales alone, it's unbelievable. It is. Hold on a second.
Why are we looking at your web browser?
Eli, please don't do that again. So let me go to the next page. This is something that bought it before. The Titan USA. We call American comic book the Titan, aka DC comic book. Now we did a show
Yeah,
about
hold
it
on,
before,
David.
whereby
I
there
don't
was
know why
more
you're
than
putting it through your web browser.
I put them in my web browser.
Yeah.
I didn't
You do know how
do
to
full
set it up
screen that
in
part.
the actual restream, right? Share the one I got
Well,
on for restream. All this, no one needs to see all that.
okay. Hold on. Why am I going? Give me a second. Let me stop.
Lord have mercy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. I swear, David. I swear. Tell the rest of the people to freaking close off their laptops. God, Lord. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look. Let's get into it, right? One Piece, the manga that burst onto the scenes against American comic books. Don't be shy, David. Come to the light.
I got kicked out of the game.
Apparently.
Again. Like, seriously?
He's looking truthfully.
And I'm getting to that every time I'm going on these broadcasts. I'm doing you could begin to the second page. I'm just so mad. I'm really mad right now.
All right. Well, you figure out how to get that together.
Here with the first pitch by the American. You deal? And I hope you have all your pad presentations. We need to upload it on the page. Go to it again.
David, do you even see the presentation in front of you?
You already done with this presentation. I can see it. You know they done this one already. You in the
Okay, I'm making sure because it sounds like you backed up.
No, I'm not backed up. You in the next one.
You read it all already?
So sorry. Yeah, we ready. I read all this way already. Just irritated right now.
I couldn't tell literally because you sort of sound low.
No, am I low?
It's neither that.
I can hear me.
I'm not hearing you properly through my David, I can hear you fine, bro. I can hear you fine.
Go ahead.
I check. Okay.
You're fine.
Okay, let me go to the next page. Like I was trying to say earlier, we did a show about the manga.
Okay, now I can hear you. My thing was in the wrong place.
Now the thing is, right now we only got two big names in comic. You got Marvel, you got DC. There was other names beside these two, but due to the war of the comic books, the only two that remain. And that were people who produced Superman and Batman, which is DC. And you got Spider-Man, you got X-Men from Marvel. That's the Marvel type. It contained superhero archetype, frequent reboot, handled by a very creative team, which is something I hate. Different versions of Superman, different versions of Batman, different versions of Flash, different versions of Spider-Man, etc. Right? Fine. That's the Titan. And we had the Challenger, which is completely different from the Titan, aka comic book. One Piece, 1997, offered a different model, one continuous, epic, serialized weekly, telling a single spawning story from one singular creator. This built a different kind of reader loyalty. Now, they were different from comic books. And why do you know what I'm talking about? There's always a particular version of Spider-Man that you enjoy to read, right? You follow through the story. You're enjoying that. You're about maybe, I don't know, 30 or 40 issue in. I don't know where they decided to change the writer. Reboot. The new Spider-Man doesn't fit like him. But you heavily attached to the old Spider-Man. That's my pet peeve. Because when you have so many different variations of any character you're into, it throws you off. That's both on DC comic book and that's one on Marvel comic book. Now we talk about manga, doesn't matter what illustrator company you're part of. There's no rebooting with a different writer whatsoever. They continue to let that with how what they call it, unless that particular writer give up the ghost, someone take the mantle and continue on the story. That's how it is. So what you want to put your input on this one, Wally? We're here.
I mean, I think this is straightforward, but I will say this, right? Just going back to what the video illustrated a little bit earlier about at the end of the day, is like comic books, you have multiple different issues, multiple different variations of one character versus one character that strictly came straight up out the gut. No reworks, no different visual, no different universe, no nothing of that nature. And yet here it is. It's putting a nice fist right up your orchestra and telling you to go sit down somewhere with your old ass and saying goodbye to you. It goes to show you, literally, at this point, the fact that One Piece, right, regardless of wherever the overall ranking of anime as far as the top tens of like best-selling animes as far as throughout manga sells, this just goes to tell you like more and more and more people are saying F comics going to manga.
But mind you, One Piece not the only manga that I've been doing for a while.
Well,
There's
yeah,
a bunch of manga out there that have gone through multiple issues. I'm talking about they passed 50 and they kept on going. The story is getting deeper and deeper, interesting, to the point whereby you're developing a fan base. There was a time before the pandemic when Barnes and Noble was a place to go to. What it was. Shout out to Barnes and Noble. Y'all got people coming to your store, hanging out at they call it graphic novel section, aka manga, on the floor, going to multiple volumes. Because it wasn't One Piece, it was Inuyasha. What in Inuyasha was Naruto. What in Naruto are the storyline that out there. Now the Dragon Ball Z manga, that one was a very complicated issue, but that's a whole different story itself. But that's what they wanted my pet peeve about comic books. Every version of that particular character is tied to a particular writer. Either you're a fan of it or you're not a fan of it. And I hated that. I really, really did. At one point, let's be honest, the old Iron Man, the animated version of Iron Man, when Tony Stark would hide his identity from anybody. No one knows who is Iron Man. Didn't know he's a playboy, but was done a certain way. Then Robert Downey Jr. decided to say, F that. We'll do something different. He's supposed to say, I am Iron Man. Like, really, that wasn't in the comic books. Tony Stark never gave it identity out there so people can terrorize his life. That was a completely different. It's like because of him, they rewrite the whole comic books. And I find that strange. Because before him, to any major comic book fan out there, what movie forced the comic book writer to do a complete reboot besides Iron Man? I'd like to know.
Wait, say that again?
What movie forced the comic book writer to do a complete reboot of the character beside Iron Man?
What do you mean?
I'm waiting anybody. The reason why I'm saying that, when Robert Downey Jr. first came out and did a movie called Iron Man, right? First movie. And towards the end of the movie, he's in a press conference and he said, guess what? Let me tell you something. I'm Iron Man. And he exposed his identity. Before that, in the comic book, have you ever seen Tony Stark come up with the word that he is Iron Man? Or he kept that a secret?
Okay, so pause. Is that Robbie Downey Jr.'s fault, or is that the writers of the movie's fault, aka Marvel?
Good quote. I'll say the writers. Yeah, but
right. So why are you saying Robbie Downey Jr.?
because there's always a time when they say that these actors put their own spin to it and they go along with it.
Right, but again, if they do that, why? Again, that would mean what? They did that because they forgot the line, and then to the writers' heads, they let it rock. So, who allowed that to happen? If that was the case,
Our director let it happen. The producer let it happen. They didn't let. They didn't
aka
do
Marvel
that.
let it happen. Thank you. So what
Okay,
we talking
Marvel.
about?
Okay. I give you that. Marvel let that happen because I read a comic book too, and never once I ever hear that Iron Man give out his identity like that.
Almost never. No
Well,
one does.
Bingo. So it's like you write the whole script. That's why I'm saying when you have too many different variations, it throw people off. Now we come to the challenger, aka manga, aka One Piece. There's a consistency with the storyline, and I hate to say that.
Wait.
Screw.
No, hold on.
Hmm?
To a dependency, most animes have a consistency. We
Yes.
talked about this.
You know, we did this show,
Very
not
frank.
all of them, but most. Most, being frank, most did. But to all the One Piece haters, screw your ass. You know what? Good for you.
This guy. Oh god.
You can suck on a gear 3 thumb of Luffy.
Nah, I'm good. I think everyone else is good.
I'm just saying, I'll just do that on purpose. But let's be real. What One Piece done in the manga arena, huge. Besides One Piece, what other manga have went to the point where it challenged the true juggernaut, aka Batman and Superman, when it comes to sales of the issue?
This
They
is
put
the
that one
one
out
and
there.
only. This is the one and only.
Yeah,
Most
no,
of the mangas to get.
they're coming up there. They're coming up there, but they're not long running. That is my concern. Like somebody a few weeks ago, we talked about this. Someone saying, "Oh, you should be playing Bleach with Solo Leveling." Solo Leveling is just fairly new. They haven't been here long enough. Bleach
It wasn't
was a
even so.
long going.
They were talking about Demon Slayer, I believe, or something like that, or Jujutsu
The Four
Kaisen.
King, the Four Kings, something like that. Yeah, I know that nonsense. Do I they understand? I want to bring it. We brought out the metric of how manga, how anime are being judged, which is not the same with the metric used in the US. You have to do it. Look at this example. 516 plus copy in circulation. That's a lot. I don't know about you, but all from one person. I want to throw a shade to all you comic book lovers. This is for you guys. How many writers do you have for Batman? How many writers do you have for Superman?
Probably plus 10.
How many writers do you have for the Flash?
Plus 10.
How many writers do you have for Spider
Plus
Man?
10. Get with the gist.
I'm just saying because 516 plus copy in circulation on one writer compared to the multiple writers. I'm sorry. Because you and I, we talked about it before in our past show, a couple episodes back down, comparing between manga and comic books, right? This is one guy. One guy.
True.
516. Now, we and I both know this. You come to comic books. How many issues before these writers ask for a page way or we negotiate the contract? If they don't, they walk away. Let's be real. Come on.
No, I hear you. No, I hear you. That's their detriment, though.
Correct? Don't
At the end of the day.
correct. Don't disappear. I'm sure you heard about it too. Like, come on. Beside the big name, what other comic book character that you know that you follow? For some reason, the publisher and the writer could not see eye to eye, and it was either the British American middle finger. Like, come on, let's be real here. Danger Mouse. How many writers on the Danger Mouse? One.
How much rise are at Danger Mouse?
Danger Mouse was awesome.
Hey, shout out to Danger Mouse. At least he got one writer compared to America. Hey, I'm just saying. Okay, how many writers for Wonder Woman?
Wasn't Danger Mouse a British thing?
There's a couple of British shit that we love. Danger Mouse was one of it. I remember. Doctor Who.
One of the things I used to like was Biker Mice from Mars.
Interesting. Now here's the joke, Wally. I learned about Doctor Who when I was in Nigeria. In Nigeria, you can watch a lot of British programs. In Nigeria, but you never watch a lot of American programs. Doctor Who caught on to me they were catchy. They were very, very catchy. And I enjoyed that show. But what was unique about Doctor Who, it was almost like I don't want to say. It felt like it compared with Doctor Fate. There's always a new doctor who will take over the mantle, so to speak.
Say it ain't so.
That was the unique thing about Doctor Who. Well, there's one in particular who the longest running. I forgot his name. He wore that funny hat. He had that scarf around his neck, and he had that look on his face like he looked extremely geeky for a doctor. And I felt like he was like the personification of Doctor Who. At least that was the thing I was looking at. But compared to you want British, I think they're more similar to the Japanese when they have in one character, depending on the
Let's
But when it comes to I've been going back, but compared to what's going on right now, this is 516 copies. Not one writer have got to this close. I'm putting this touch that One Piece is the best-selling manga series in history and one of the best-selling comic book series of all time. It achieved this in just over 25 years. A fraction of its time its main U.S. competitors have existed. One Piece debuted in 1997. Batman debuted in 1939. Now, come on. That's an accomplishment that unheard of. And a while ago, this man got sick. Remember? Now he recuperated, and I was making an announcement earlier in the show that starting next year they're going on a 3-month break, so they can rest up and get themselves back to their health, so to speak. Which to me, it's a very big deal, though. And I'm getting to do because we and I both talked about it, the writers, the manga anime section, whereby they constantly working themselves to the ground, smoking a huge box of cigarettes,
which honestly
or they barely have enough exercise. They're on the ramen noodle diet, or whatever stress they give. I'm just joking, but
no, I'm saying what's going on, Don. I was saying hello to Don.
Oh, hey, Don, how you doing? Don asking for the link again. I thought I put the link out there. Let me put the link out one more time. Now, here's the thing about One Piece what I liked about it. The secret unending voyage. I think the plot on One Piece made it know it was going to be a very long series. Cigar? Hold on. Is Japanese writer into cigar, Wally? I
You're
know
asking
they
me?
did
I
like
don't think so.
heavy. No, I don't think so. I think they're mostly on cigarette than cigar. Cigar's an American thing, not a Japanese thing.
I mean, they have their own
Unless
thing. I don't know
they have
exactly if
their own
it's
thing.
like cigar there, but they might do the
No,
pipe and everything.
or they drinking sake or heavy ass drink that you gotta drink it in a shot.
Whatever they do to get their buzz going.
That's mean the big deal. Longevity through world building, and no, you yourself, One Piece have very unique world building system that no one can compare. It's
Based upon
ridiculous.
visuals that I've seen.
True. And well thought out. That I will tell you. A single continuous story plan from start by one author. And I hate to say it, over 25 arcs. That's ridiculous. But a story is almost like a soap opera. An impossible vast world with unique island, culture, and power, aka devil fruit. Now, they should do I can't call it, can't say OVA, but a side episode where they list all the devil fruit in an order. They should do that. But when or where they go put that, I don't know. But there's so many devil fruit out there, we don't know every single one of it. The intriguing foreshadowing detail
Yeah, I
from
heard
chapter
some
10.
interesting stories on how the devil fruit came to be.
Yeah, but I don't think they did a detailed episode on that one yet.
They haven't did an episode probably, but they did explain how did they come about, which again I found interesting.
You gotta go look for that one. And what I like about this one, intricate foreshadowing. Detail from chapter 10 are relevant in chapter 1000. If you watch or you read the manga, there are too many intricate foreshadowing throughout One Piece. It gives you a hint for future issues that you start to picture. Oh shoot, now that's where this one coming from. That's how it is. This create a deep reader investment that if you want into a long-term fan, which I'm a long-term fan, I'm afraid to go back into reading because I know if I start reading more of the One Piece manga when I left off, I'm just like you, Wally. If we want issues, you know how you bing read multiple issues one night. You read about I don't know 20 issue already. You deep in there and
Yeah, the
suddenly
sad thing is I haven't read an issue yet, sadly. If you're talking about binge watching, then yeah.
been watching one thing, but been reading. Once you get into it,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
hard
If
to
you
walk
binge,
away.
yeah.
It's hard to walk away. I'm not gonna lie.
Get
The
walking
detail
away.
is-
It's hard when you only bought one and then you're like, okay, I'm ready to buy the next one.
Okay, that's the problem. Some of us we go online, we read a manga, you buy it, you finish it, you like, okay, I'm going to buy another tomorrow. I'll buy this buy me a couple of them, so I won't run out of it too. That's the facts. The order factor. Hmm. It's your order. The funny thing about it, what you shared with the money they made from the manga alone. They didn't add the merchandise and other stuff into it. That's crazy. That's something to
Well,
look at.
manga and comics, so why else would they be talking about that? So,
Factual. The architect.
we can definitely hunt down and figure that out later.
Unlike the writer of the month model in the US comic, One Piece has had one author and artist a chill order for a entire run. So not only he wrote, he also the artist, which is crazy. This ensures unparalleled consistency in plot, tone, and character development, preventing the tonal shift or reboot that plague a competitor. Which is, like I said, who I got tired reading comic books. I gave up on it. You are dedicated to one particular version of the character. The other time, it switch on different version. No, leave me out of it. I'm not playing that game. Mm-mm. You think I'm lying? You all go watching the animated series of Batman. That version of Batman, I was attached to. Until then, a different version again. I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm investing in the character. I threw my stock in this one. Don't give me another different version I don't want to know about. Not my thing. 3-pillar strategy. Chicken number 2, the emotional core. One Piece, I hate to say this, it could be an emotional vampire. Let me explain to what I mentioned. It could be an emotional vampire. Ichiro is a genius when he wrote One Piece manga. Because not only the story is so deeply played out, it's errors in his writing that will have you emotionally invested on a particular character. Not one character in the One Piece mirror another character. Now, it might be related to the character, but not mirrored. Every character he wrote in have its own uniqueness. Facts. Track a backstory. Every single crew member have a deeply moving, often tragic past. This ground their motivation, make their trauma feel earned. You have seen the arc about Zoro. You've seen the arc about One Piece. You see the arc about Sanji. You see the arc about Robin. You see the arc about Nami. You see that one like Champa. Books. Last two member, I forgot the name. The shipwreck and the I can't call it the pilot, but you know what I'm talking about. Each one had their own storyline. And they're very, very deep. Ain't no watery. Let's be real. You have seen some comic books and some other stuff, they have a watered down backstory. It would make it. This one was legit. Found family Nakama. It isn't just adventure, it's the power of a found family that choose to support each other during unconditionally. Now, I hate to say this. That right there, it will be a time in American culture that would be considered corny. Is it not, Wally?
Say it again.
Second part, found family Nakama. The central theme isn't just adventure, it's the power of a found family that choose to support each other during unconditionally. That part right there, at a time in American society, that was considered to be corny. Yes or no?
That would be considered to be corny.
Yeah.
Oh, based upon the second part, the central theme isn't it just about it's the power of a found family that chooses to support each other's dreams unconditionally. That would have. Where were you when someone told you that was corny?
When it comes to comic book and all this storytelling, let's be real, in comic book is more backstabbing going on than having families.
On comic books, or are we
Let's
talking
be
about
real.
them in real life? What we're reading like here?
Then I talk about this particular theme.
Yeah, no. You're talking about the second part. Okay, I'm saying, but are you relating that to comic books or real life?
Comic books.
So, where comic books do you know of that?
No. Don DQ, you are needed. I put the link there.
Hey Don, I even just text you on IG. I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if it's not popping up on the link's not popping up on Davidson. I just actually got the link.
Oh, I put it on my side of the page because I'm from here. I think there's something wrong
Yeah,
with
it's not
the
dropping.
codec. I know when we on StreamYard, you put it on the chat, it probably go to all chat, but I think they're doing
Yeah,
some
but
more extra behind the
because
scenes.
we're
Yeah, that could be the case. Trying to see one comic book. When it comes to Avengers and come to X-Men, with all these group in comic books, they're always throwing a level of backstabbing.
okay.
Backstabbing, cheating, double dipping, triple dipping, crossing territories. So let's go on. That's what they were selling in comic books. Good perfect example. Peter Parker was cheating on Mary J with who? Black Cat.
Was he cheating on her, or neither? They both of them were separated, and then he moved on to Black Cat.
Somewhat, yeah. But Black Cat was overstepping about. She was like, okay, let me maintain that lip of yours since I like to get something upside down, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
Who was doing the same thing? I can't say Batman. Batman was a playboy. You don't know what cheating means.
But what does cheating? Okay, but what does anything have to do with that as far as the second part?
Second
You're
part,
talking about
I'm trying to find
cheating
something.
and
I meant
backstabbing
it.
again.
No, yeah,
Stick
but
to the
X
actual
Men.
thing.
No,
The central theme isn't just an adventure; it's the power of a found family that chooses to support each other's dreams unconditionally. Where did that have? Where does cheating and all this backstabbing come from? Follow the
I
freaking
mentioned
main.
Avenger. I mentioned Avenger. The main time
Okay, Avengers.
Avengers
Okay,
follow
go.
there's no unconditional. I didn't mention that. I mentioned the X Men. They had that several times, which I've watched. Been a bunch of falling out in and out. Like there's a lot of backstabbing caught to the line I've been going on. I mentioned
Okay,
that one.
backstabbing, but based upon what? So, okay, who had the dream and who backstabbed someone else's dream? Based upon this exact thing. Don't switch the narrative now. Because you're switching it to cheating and this all that. No. Stick to the main thing because that's what that says. That's what I'm saying. Are you comparing this to comics or real
Important
life?
to do. I'm talking. This is comparing between comic book and manga, and I'm talking about real life. Real life is a whole
Okay,
different ballgame.
but again, you're saying to comics. Okay, I'm asking again to this standpoint of number 2.
Mm-hmm.
The central theme isn't just an adventure, it's the power of found family that chooses to support each other's dreams unconditionally. Where was that a negative disclaimer on the end of comic books? Where was that where they undispute someone else's dreams?
No, me not say it was negative because based on what they were pushing out during that time in the 90s. A lot of times they were building a plot whereby either Wolverine was doing Scott someone dirty or one particular had a different agenda. No. Wally, hold on. Wally.
Lord
I
have
read these
mercy.
comic
I
books.
swear, I'm gonna hold
I
your
read-
ass to the fire. Again, where did that have to do with anyone else's dreams? That's again, read the statement to yourself once again. You're talking about cheating, backstabbing.
You know what? I give you that. 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 I give you that because when you say dream, I get what you're saying about a dream. One Piece, everybody had a dream and they would support each other. I get that, understand that. X-Men had mission. They wasn't sharing dream, they were sharing mission. I get Avengers, the same thing. I get that. Fine. Spider-Man Amazing Friend, that was the 80 thing. It was similar to this. But later on, they changed the direction. Eric. Oh God, you're not like Alec. I'm talking about the theme and the plot because I remember the comic book of the '80s. The super no Spider-Man made it friend. The Super Friends. Um, Justice League. The '80s theme was similar to this. Come to the comic books. It was. When it hit the '90s, they switched. Well, it seemed, according to they believe, drama sell. Wally, I'm not sure you were reading the comic book I was reading, but what I've noted of any of the comic book where they have a team, they had a lot of suspense, a lot of drama within the team, and a lot of vitriol, and a lot of backstabbing going on. There are a lot of not trusting, of betraying each other. That was a thing from the comic when you have big team together. When I mentioned Avengers, that's when I mentioned the X Men. I'm trying to remember what other team like Weapon
I'm
X.
gonna say this one more
Weapon X
time.
with the team.
I'm gonna say this one more time. Okay, so from the
I
standpoint that you made, hold on. I'll let you talk. From the standpoint what you're saying, yes, there has been many narratives and many storylines where people don't trust each other. There was some backstabbing, this and that, whatever. All that's there in comics. Yes, I get that part. But where does that collide with the number 2 part?
And that's what I was trying to point out because it would I can't remember the exact year. It was 91, 92. I'm not sure what the article, the debate among my peers was saying that the reason why there was a change, they figure out this. I can't remember the exact word. It was so 80-ish. That was a theme in the comic book during the 80s. I recall what how you to be back then. So remember this though. 70 was different from the 80, 80 was different from the 90s. How comic book being sold to the 80 is different than how comic book being sold in the 90s.
So
Based on the
pause,
storyline, based
David.
on the writing.
David, pause. So what you're angling is the theme. That's what you're hitting on. Well, thank fucking goodness. I had to ask you that multiple times just to figure that out.
And I say that.
No, I didn't hear you say that at all. That's why I asked you how. That's why I asked you why you keep saying these two things because again,
I clarified that one because
you're talking about, and I'm like, what? What are you?
No, I clarified based on the writing because it's you when he did his writing, he stayed consistent with it. It wasn't, and I remember that I said this. Said there were so many different changes of writers throughout the time. The theme was never consistent. Number 2 was consistent on manga side, especially on the more.
I mean,
or that writing.
Well, we're saying the theme ain't consistent. I mean, the theme's always been consistent. It's always been trauma, hope, things like that. I mean, that's always the comic book theme.
Okay.
Depending on what character you're looking at, but either way, it's usually.
I get the point. I'm just trying to lay it out.
I'm like, if we're because you had me focus on this statement, I'm thinking to myself like, okay, where are you angling this?
And I apologize. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. If I confused you on that part, please put in the comments.
Me personally,
if you believe I was telling the truth, if you believe I was telling you the truth about this part about Found Family theme, the theme itself, please mention what comic book that were consistent with the theme and the team. You mentioned that in the comments. I remember during the 80s and the 90s, there was a switch on the storyteller. 3, heavy theme. The story fully tackled complex issues: systematic oppression, government corruption, racism, slavery, and the true meaning of justice. I can say this is identical on both ends. Both on comic book and manga. But the uniqueness of it, when it comes to comic book, depending on the current event, there will be some issues that will mirror that what happened within that particular time. I can stand correct on that. But for manga, there's a consistency how they play the whole thing out. You can see it from multiple angles. That's the facts. Want to see us speak on this one?
No, I think that's just strictly true. I mean, I think in most cases for most themes, they're similar in most themes when it comes to tackling certain ideals.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think
I remember
one
the
is more harder than the others, to be honest.
I can remember the edition they did for Spider-Man during the 9/11. They particularly did that reflect what happened in 9/11, and they had Spider thinking about that. And it's a whole storyline that almost mirrors what took place. I remember that part. Now, what I observed reading comic book back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there was a big difference back then. There was a big difference back then. If you were reading comic back in the 80s, if you take note of that, and when you time you get to the 90s, you know that you can notice the shift, that change in direction. They try to throw in more adult themes in comic books. Like Wale said, I mean, Eric said there's a lot of love triangle, there's a lot of crossing the line. There was other variables in comic book that it felt more adultish. It didn't feel like it's 14 anymore. Let's be correct about that.
That's life. But even in teenagers, there are love triangles.
No, if you compare the comic book of the 80s compared to the comic book of the 90s, they moved to a different direction at that time. Just to get more sales. It feels like the same type of writing pattern from the 80s. That's what I'm trying to point out. Number 3 is unadulterated fun. Joy of adventure. At its heart, One Piece is a story about freedom. The art style is dynamic, cartoony, expressive, prioritizing emotion, impact over strict realism, sense of mystery, discovery, pure unadulterated adventure. It's a sexual form. The series' joyful foundation. I can say, I can't say they were copying, but a true author got something that I did from Disney in a very unique way, based from my observation. A little bit of Disney, a little bit of Looney Tune from Warner Brother, but you can tell because based on the present arc, right? It showed Luffy demonstrated more of its Gear 5 power to the point where it's almost mirrored into the Looney Tune. Saying that because of his ability, he breaks the fourth wall. That throw everybody else off the loop. All because of the uniqueness of his ability. You want to add to this?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much most people would say that Luffy has like Toon Force abilities, right? As what they call it in the comics, or for those type of Looney Tunes and everyone else. He has Toon Force types abilities. So yeah, it goes into the
But
same.
to me, but I'm sure you pick up this one. To me, I would think the only person who had that same ability in the comic book, Poe.
In a way.
In
a way. Well, no, not really. Actually, now that you think about it, no, I wouldn't even say Deadpool. I mean, granted, yes, because he can detach and be retachable to his bodies, and because the heal factor, yeah, in a sense, but not all. Well, yeah, I mean, if you think about like some cartoons, like they break them into pieces and then that they reassemble, yeah, you could say, yeah, you could say.
And now, not only that,
but really, if
in the animated series,
someone. Well, yeah, but no, but I was gonna say if you want to really talk about someone that sells that stretchy bravado, the world, okay. If you want to sell that same stretchy bravado, it would literally be what that dude name, what that stretchy man name in DC. with the shades and the red
Um,
suit, because he sort of fits that whole proclaim of like Toon Force, but in comics types adventures.
Elastic Man.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, something like yeah.
Elastic Man with DC. Um, Marvel with what? The Fantastic. Dr. Roger.
Yeah, but he's not goofy with his stuff.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
We would have mentioned Deadpool because they had Deadpool in animated crossing or forward that he was doing things he's not supposed to do. Like one moment he talking to the screen, talking to the producer, like Spider-Man actor, who are you talking to? See, I'm talking to the
Yeah,
audience. Yeah,
plastic man.
Plastic
Thank
Man.
you.
Plastic Man.
Well, yeah, no,
Deadpool
because
doing
with Deadpool, because the tech, that's the thing though. Deadpool is a psychotic. That's why I'm saying like it's not really the same. He reached the paranoia where he's insane, so he's talking to himself or quote unquote the third wall as you, the person, and going to those, going through that mentality. This is why Professor X reading his mind is literally death because it's literally a walking death trap to even dare read his mind.
and that's the thing. I don't know who idea was to get Deadpool that cast of it. Deadpool would become a nuisance to the point whereby whenever he collaborates with Spider-Man, Spider-Man's on his edge. He don't know what to expect from Deadpool. Either he has to babysit him or he have to prevent him from catastrophic danger for everybody.
Oh please, be lucky they didn't give Joker that same type of idealistical pattern. You
I
want to
don't
talk
think it'll
about
be fair.
you want to talk about someone really fourth walling, breaking the whole thing? Oh, please.
I believe giving that ability to the Joker would not be fair.
Forget fair. Everyone dies. Probably. Oh,
Ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen,
well, he's pretty much telling jokes, right? He's supposed to be a clown. Comedic.
look at Eric. Look at Eric doing right now. Yeah, maybe I have to be careful. He might come to the screen with like, I heard you talking about. Oh, now we got to cut the show down real quick. But seriously, artistically speaking, I don't think we're gonna give that ability to the Joker. That'll be totally unfair. It will screw up the whole theme of the Batman.
I mean, let's be honest. They
Joker-
technically did
Look.
give him the ability. Remember one time? I think it was an issue or neither a special like episode, but I think it was an issue maybe. What's that little mother-loving that little magical figure, Mr. Something, but you have to say his name just to do something or give you a wish.
Beetlejuice.
Really, Beetlejuice? We're talking about DC, sir. What the hell? We're not doing cartoons.
DC. Oh, that short character that Superman be having an issue with
Yes.
all the time.
You had to call him
I forgot
Mr. Something.
I forgot
What's his name? Start with an
his
I.
name.
Mr. Something.
who you're talking about because
Or something.
I mentioned that throughout the whole One Piece that was not made available until Luffy was going from Gear 4 to Gear 5 and they introduced that ability. And what I saw in comment about certain episode, people didn't like the fact that why Luffy's ability is so touch. But it just let me know people don't pay attention to detail. Because if they don't understand the background. Oh, thank you, Eric. See?
All right. Yep. There it is. Okay, I was wrong.
I'm sorry. I cannot pronounce that name.
I think it's what Mr. Mystic Click. Mr. Mystic. I don't know.
I'm not trying to get a cut on my tongue. I think my tongue where it is. So this part right here, it made it iconic due to the comedy, due to the fun, and the authenticity of it. This is why it sold out a whole lot. And that's what I'm saying. When you want to take manga characters and see who can you compare to be on the same wavelength or the same work or the same type of writing style. Now, I'm glad you did this. Sales. Superman from 1938 to to current, 600 million. Am I correct? I mean, for million, am I right? Cool. One Piece from 1997 to current, 516 is not too far away. Batman from 1939 to current, 484 million. Spider-Man from 1962 to current, 350 to 385 million. X-Men from 1963 to current, 270 million. Captain America from 1941 to current. Batman is older. No, not Batman. Superman is older, followed by Batman, then Captain America. 1941 to current, from 200 to 210 million. That's the issue right there. So look at that sales alone, that on comic book sales. And you can look at it. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 names. One Piece is the only anime there that kicking butt. We want to speak about this, Wally. Concerning the sales.
Well, first and foremost, this is not like the top tens or anything. This is just me comparing One Piece with the overall comic books. That's it. So this is not like top tens or whatever. This is just me comparing it overall. So, but yeah, you got Superman, you got Batman, Spider-Man, X-Men, and Captain America. You see the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. You see the numbers. These are your comic book giants, and then you see One Piece.
Craig, want to speak on this because I'm sorry you were quiet for a while. You be going in and out. You got busy.
No, you're right. I'm
Concerning
just
the
trying to
yeah.
sort something out on the phone at the moment. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm trying to sort something out on the phone.
All right. Reason I'm pointing this out. On this list comparison, you only got one anime. Kicking butt. Compared to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big names since 1938. Man came first, 1938, then second one Batman, 1939. Captain America came in 1941. Spider-Man came in 1962. X-Men came in 1963.
I haven't got a clue.
Look at today. Look where we at right now. I mean, that's a big deal. Boy, anime to people like that, but by the time next year, it's gonna be what think gonna be the title? Who will claim number one?
It probably will be them by next year. Time. Who knows?
One Piece effects. The accessibility, and knew we didn't know exactly where to start, which is very true. Was it easier? Volume 1, Chapter 1. There are no computer reboot. Keyword reboot. Nick Fury. Remember Nick Fury looking like David Hasselhoff? Now it looks like Samuel L. Jackson. That's what I mean, reboot of Superman. I mentioned that one too. Over the period, the core theme of freedom, chasing your dream, fighting oppression are universal and resonate across all cultures. Exactly that. Character over archetype. Remember, in comic book, it's archetype. In manga, they're character. We don't grow with the character over decades because we see them fail, grieve, and change. Not just set at the end of the arc, which is something we all talk about that a lot. I think of any genre or any anime out there, One Piece have the longest list of character that you would end up loving. You gotta pick and choose. I choose Luffy, I choose Zoro. I tell you, choosing Sanji will be a cheat. But that's my cup of tea. Consistency, one author means one vision. The story means single, massive, and unfolding epic, making the payoff for long-term reading immense. True. Live action for One Piece coming out next year, like I said, with the manga as well, the anime. After the break. Remember correctly, there's other projects they're working on as well. I want to speak on this one, Wally.
I think you pretty much covered
Wallace?
it.
I
No, I hear
know.
you.
Mandrill. Here's the thing. I can throw the link down from Mandrill, aka the legendary show.
Man, we all know Mandrill wasn't coming. He talk all that smack.
You hear that, Mandrill? What Wally is saying.
I guarantee you, more likely Mandrill's like, you know what? Let me come teach these mother lovers how what was One Piece. Next thing you know, bring your behind on.
So Mandrill, Wally is saying you're in the same predicament with Triple H. You need to eventually get your balls out of your white purse.
That's what he said. That's what he said. All I said was you just got hung.
I'm not gonna lie. That storyline on WWE was very disrespectful. When Randy Orton say, I know you know, but it's kind of crazy. But you got to get your ball back from your wife because she had it in her purse. And to where it's like, my ball is kind of heavy to carry around. At least you don't have any. Now, I found out that was on the spot roasted. That was never in the line. That was on purpose. Randy Orton did that on purpose to throw Triple H off guard. And Triple H, being the master he is, decides to play with it. Okay, you got jokes. I got you. So, Mandrill, Unlock always will welcome you. When you're ready to get your balls back, come over here. When you're no longer in detention, come over here. The door is open.
Forget detention.
You say you use airport, that's detention.
No, that ain't detention.
You and I both know this. Back in the day, now schooling, 80s and 90s, the principal, when you want to drag you to the principal office, you get pulled by the ear. Meet me in the office.
That might be the case when they show that in different settings. But again, that's not detention. Not what I'm describing.
What are you describing?
What I won't speak on. Let's keep going.
You can roast us, what, my man. We ready for it.
He ain't gonna be roasting nothing. He already know where he stands.
I know he cursed behind the scene. He like, I got Wally. Yes, we know you got both of us. You got jokes. We know you got jokes.
He cursing at nothing. He cursing at the air. That's what he's gonna be cursing at.
And we know when you come here with joke, I'll have to say, you know what? Let me bring a high chair, sit up level with us.
Hey, remember, he's the one that came with the short jokes. Don't come for me, all right?
Oh, he and BMU double team me, roast me, and I still not letting it go. I had to obliterate BMU, talking about he used to be a rapper called Bone Crusher because he said he's never scared. You ever seen that? You know what I'm talking about. YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that video called Bone Crusher. Where his song was He's Never Scared. He was a big dude rapping. And he crushed the scene. Literally. Figuratively speaking. And they called like, I'm never scared. What? I'm never scared. You get my drift. But I think that was the A-tier or Florida theme song. You know what I'm talking about. Global phenomenon. One Piece didn't just compete. It changed the rule, provided single heartfelt epic story, could capture the globe, but not that One Piece does it. Talk about One Piece today. Inuyasha got close. Naruto got close to this. I don't think which manga that got close to that same way of storytelling. The problem is One Piece is bringing in mad money in sales alone from the books. Just from the book alone. We're not going to add the anime into the mix. We're not going to add the gaming sales into this mix. We combine them all. It's a real big deal for what it is. But when I heard that they're taking a break and they're trying to get themselves some breathing space, 3 months, you could do a lot in 3 months. You can drink as many sake you can, get wasted, and don't wake up then they have to do. Now, hear this. Well, you and I both know the culture in Japan is not the same in the United States. What they have there for entertainment, which we have over here, but we can't have it here because many people are ungrateful, they will abuse and they'll spoil it. Like people like that.
Say it ain't so, Dave. Say it ain't so.
It is so because let's be real, we had the issue concerning migrants, and they do the particular job in a particular neighborhood and no one there. But in Japan, they got a lane for those folks. Yeah, that lane for the folks, and they know it. You do your stuff right over here, or bug you. It makes you don't leave these boundaries. You stay over there. We don't have that kind of space. Especially not New York. That's about this. Anyone will put it in what we were talking about One Piece because I believe before the time next year, One Piece will overtake Superman, and that will be a bad issue. That's my belief. What about you?
I believe it definitely could take over by next year. As long as the story is consistent and stays to its extent, it will be what it is.
And this is on manga alone. I'm not talking about overall. I'm talking about manga alone. I'm not talking about everything else. They keep pushing the envelope.
Oh yeah.
I think the One Piece game is real cool. There's a new game coming out soon. I'm trying to figure out. There's a bunch of nothing to put up there. I remember when they come to my mind. I'll bring that final thought because you're like, you're not gonna drag this one out. Okay, Craig. Really?
You really was gonna react. Oh, you really reacted. Oh my god. Lord have mercy. You know what? I don't got time for this. Oh Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, this right here, this is what I'm saying. One of these days, I'll get my shirt done. Whereby you see the graphic, you'll see me looking like a bear, taking Groot, break him into pieces. See me growling.
Hey,
I am not a Groot.
Leave the trees alone, damn it. Leave the trees alone. They didn't do that to you.
I'm just saying.
Lord have mercy. All right, look. Let's talk about the next lineup of shows for the next upcoming week. So, funny enough that we mentioned the idea of One Piece and its stance against comics because, funny enough, lining up behind us, it will be on Saturday. Who's the most popular Marvel superhero? Spider-Man or someone else? Have fun with that one. Up next, that will be following up for Sunday. Again, that will be to be announced amongst the Gray Area show. But on Tuesday, we have plastic surgery, confidence or concealment. I had fun on that conversation.
What?
And then on Wednesday, oh sorry, well yeah, Wednesday will also be announced for the STSU show, and then on Thursday we have mastering job interviews, skills to land the offer. Stay tuned in that. And next week, the schedule is shown wrong. Next week should be who are the emperors of anime throughout the centuries, and we will definitely bring that to you guys soon enough.
So Mandrill, any heavy hitter that can come to anime, bring your argument. Because we did 3 kings for each decade. Now you're dealing with the emperors.
Yeah, but
And
that will be a different. Like I said again, until you got you won't know how I'm gonna do it. I mean, again, we're gonna address where the idea came from as far as the conversation, but how I'm gonna do it is gonna be different. Just know that.
now make sure you list the merit that dictate it.
Oh yeah, we'll list the merits. And yeah, all that would get done.
No problem. Because I don't want any of these shows in anime start doing that little nonsense. Oh, you play Bleach with So 11. No, dude. That's not how you do it. Don't you do it like a comic book? 'Cause it's not a comic book. I'm just saying. Am I wrong?
No, I hear you. The only thing is, now wait a minute. When it comes to now, again, like I said, when I change and pivot this conversation, it will definitely be a battle test because, like I said, the way I'm gonna do it, you may have to question every ounce of your fiber who you want to vote to be one of the many potential emperors, or who knows? It can be a female anime. Who knows?
No, but here's the thing. That'll be the debate. I don't think it's always based on it's always based on the requirement they have to fulfill. When we did the 3 king for each decade, it was a merit. There was no voting.
I know there's a merit, but okay, put it like this: the metric that I'm going to put out for this conversation, they said just 4, like who's 4 overall. We can talk from that standpoint and just cover it from there. But ultimately, what I want to do here is I don't want to just talk about just one phenom within one whatever. Like you want to say the emperor, because again, understanding emperor, what does that really stand for in the atmosphere of anime? Because that's not really status quo. When people put that on there, I'm gonna get to change it and make it my own. Ergo, in this case, who's that one emperor within one specific genre of any particular anime? So, for instance, if you had to pick who is the emperor of action anime, have fun, because guess what? That's going to be a tough cookie to consider. Literally. Because a lot of people are going to get butthurt and hurt, because guess what? You saying action anime, who's the one emperor? I mean, that's going to be unfair to a lot of people, because some people may want to say Berserk. Some people are going to say Naruto. Some people are going to say Dragon Ball. Some people are going to say Fist of the North Star. Some people are going to say a lot of things. We're going to see.
Now, for that show, please, guys, go back to the show that we did the 3 king for each era. Then from there, there's a lot of mention on that. Take your note, write your case, go on next Friday. We're taking gloves off on this conversation. You might hurt some people's feelings. It is anime unlocked. Like I said, on this show, no anime is safe. So the critique, the judgment of the anime, it's gonna happen.
With that said,
I have to do that. Thank you.
Man, Joe, you better bring your behind on, because I was waiting. What happened to you, bro? I get it. Look, don't get me wrong, Mandrell. I get it. If you had an offer you couldn't refuse, and look, just hit me up on the back and let me know. Because if not, you're supposed to be one. You're supposed to be one of the many pioneers to talk about One Piece. Damn it,
Mandrell. Hold on. When did Mandrell got married? When, like, early this year or last year?
I don't know, but why trying to throw him out under the bus? That goddamn it.
I don't think you have a multiple month long honeymoon. Honeymoon stage is over. Unless you extremely back up and you causing a bunch of earthquake down there in the south in Alabama, then okay, go at it. Just make it don't bring the shock up to New York. You don't need no building shaking up in here. I know you got a Hulk out in the bedroom. We don't need none of that. Keep the trouble down there. Don't bring it up here. And since you're close to the coast, you can pat it down to Wally and shake some waves over there.
No. We already have our own problem.
Make sure you,
just that shit up north.
Make sure you don't flood his city.
No, forget that. We already there. He needs to swing that to the west. Whatever you do, I don't care. That does not belong over here.
You need to be able to come up with the boy and do this type of anime conversation with us. We'll talk. So, anybody, if you concerning who should be the fourth emperor, I'll give you up right now.
It's not going to be
Get
just
your
four.
note together. I understand, but I want them to get their note, get their talking point, and their argument behind. But you see, Wally was going back and forth with me on a particular thing. I was trying to clarify it with the shift in the writing from the 80 to the 90 come to comic books. So, that being said, on next Friday, come with the heat. You won't come with that heat. You may debate your point. And based on a particular merit. If it's determined to be not played, then you take our hat off and say, yeah, it's determined to be not played. If not, you ain't doing no favor to them. I might be biased by quite as I see it. It's what it is. So on that note, guys, it is Wally, aka the Unlock Fact Checker, aka the Petty Debater, aka I Got That Receipt, aka you ain't bringing that BS along to the show, aka you're gonna get checked, aka Craig Looker, aka Tech Head, aka Tech and Geek in the house, beside me. I am TBN Tech Talk, aka Black Baby, aka Big, aka I Got Your
AKA Groot.
Okay. Lord have mercy.
David, come on.
And
seriously.
The door is open for lady content creators who are heavy in anime, who are working on the platform. You get the balance. As these guys know, I am not Groot. I am 6 foot tall, 290 plus pounds. I ain't a twig.
Yeah, he's totally Groot.
What the hell? Oh my goodness! You know what? At least that twig can regrow. Damn it!
Yeah, he needs
Hey,
fertilizer.
look here,
I don't got any.
Slow your roll. All right. The only cookie monster around here that's gonna be Kibler's most wanted is you know who off of freaking Sesame Street. All right. Like I always say.
Hey,
all right, you know,
hey,
Eric.
If I get a T-shirt,
He's staying in the damn shadows.
If I get a T-shirt made in that thing, I'm gonna fall on the floor and laugh. I was like, that will go to sale.
What? I wish you would get a t-shirt. I'll freaking sue you for prop.
That is so wrong. I'm sorry. If you get that shirt made and bring it to Comic Con, and that thing gets sold out, I want my own. I was like,
I'm definitely
you know what?
going to freaking sue you for defamation of character. How dare you?
We get anything patent for our show. We have different versions.
I wish you would get that shit tagged.
Oreo's most wanted. Chip Ahoy most wanted. Yo, that is fire right there. Yo, Peter, that's our merch right there. If it sells, why did you get 10% of it?
Oh, I ain't getting 10%. I'm suing for the whole thing so I can throw it away.
So hold on, Wally. If he made that shirt and made over $100 grand, you gonna throw $100 grand away?
You know what? David? Since you say that, look, I'm gonna make a shirt called "The Groots of Man," and I'm gonna make sure you are visualized within that shirt. And I'm gonna make
you gotta put Groot on it.
I don't want to hear you say nothing. Okay?
Don't worry. Now you see another merch coming out and say, "Bear Paw Destroyer Groot." You see my Philip Kabir shooting on Groot like we don't play this.
David, you gotta put a picture of Groot's neck down and then put your head on top.
It wouldn't work. Trust me. Let me tell you why. This is a true story. I was working in MTA. My team member had a prank for me when I was coming in for work. I came to my desk. They had something taped to my cubicle on my table. And you know what they did? If you watch Black Panther, then the Gorilla Clan, they have my head on that man's body. In color. Talk about the gorilla tribes. The leader, Umbach, whatever his name is, they put my face on his body and say, that's me. In color. And the whole entire room was laughing. So I can never be a Groot. It's impossible. I'm a big man. So,
as I said, big cuddly Groot.
Don't worry. We will have a bunch of merch on this network. Put it to. And you use them for the equipment. For sure. On that note, see you tomorrow for the next show, and we see you next Anime Unlock. All right? Please bring your debate. Bring your argument. We're gonna go fair knuckle. Good night, guys. Be safe and keep it tight.